Hello guys, I am Dhruv Patel. I am talking about introduction to distillation in the perspective of refining. First, what is distillation? Distillation is a widely used method for separating mixture based on a difference in the condition required to change the phase of components of the mixture. To separate a mixture of liquids, the liquids can be heated to force components which have a different boiling point into the gas phase. The gas is then condensed back into liquid form and collected. After repeating the process on the collected liquid to improve the purity of the product is called a double distillation. Although the term is most commonly applied to liquid, the reverse process can be used to separate gases by liquefying components using changing in temperature and pressure. Now I am explain about the use of distillation in a petroleum refinery. Crude oil is the term for unprocessed oil, the materials that come out of ground. It is also known as a petroleum. Crude oil is a fossil fuel. It was made naturally from decaying plants and animals living in ancient seas millions of years ago. Most places you can find crude oil were once seabeds. Crude oils vary in a color from clear to tarmac and in viscosity from water to almost solid. Crude oils are such a useful starting point for so many different substances because they contain hydrocarbon or molecule that contain hydrocarbon and carbon and come in various length and structure from straight chain to branching chain to ring. Crude oil is processed or refined to produce usable products such as a gasoline. The process is very complex and involves both chemical reaction and physical separation. Crude oil is composed of thousands of different molecules. It would be nearly impossible to isolate every molecule and make finished products from each molecule. Chemists and engineers deal with this problem by isolating mixture of molecules according to the mixture's boiling point range. The problem with crude oil is that it contains hundreds of different types of hydrocarbon all mixed together. To have anything useful, it needs to separate the different types of hydrocarbon. Fortunately, there is an easily way to separate things, and this is what oil refining is all about. Process of fractional distillation. The oil refining process starts with a fractional distillation column. The various components of crude oil have a different size, weights, and boiling temperature. So the first step is to separate these components because they have a different boiling temperature. So they can be separated easily by a process called a fractional distillation. After going through the fractional distillation, crude oil is chemically processed to change one fraction into another. Finally, distillated and chemically processed fractional are treated to remove impurities. The fractional distillation of crude oil carries out several steps. Now, first step is heating the mixture of substance of crude oil with different boiling points to a high temperature. Heating are usually done with a high pressure steam to temperature about 1112 degrees Fahrenheit or 600 degrees Celsius. Second, the mixture boils forming vapor. Most substances go into vapor phase. Third, the vapor enters the bottom of a long column that is filled with trays or plates. The trays have many holes or bubble caps in them to allow the vapor to pass through. They increase the contact time between the vapor and the liquid in the column and help to collect liquids that form at various heights in the column. There is a temperature difference across the column. The vapor rises in the column. As the vapor rises through the trays in the column, it cools. Fifth, the trays collect the various liquid fraction. When a substance in the vapor reaches a high where is equal to that substance boiling point, it will be condensed to form a liquid. The substance with the lowest boiling point will condense at the highest point in the column. Substance with higher boiling points will condense lower in the column. Now, there is a figure of fractional distillation. How to crude oil goes into heater, and by fractional distillation method, crude oil is converted into different liquid. The collected liquid fractional may pass to condensation which cool them further and then go to storage tanks, or they may go to other areas for further chemical processing. After distillation, there are different types of chemical occur like cracking, unification, alteration. First, cracking. Cracking takes large hydrocarbons and breaks them into smaller ones. There are several types of cracking. First one is thermal and second one is catalytic. Second, unification. Sometimes is need to combine smaller hydrocarbons to make larger one. This process is called a unification. The major unification process is called a catalytic reforming and uses a catalytic to combine low weight naphtha into aromatics, which are used to making chemical and it blending gasoline. Third is alteration. Sometimes the structure of molecule in one fraction are rearranged to produce another. Commonly this is done using a process called alkylation. The alkylation low molecular weight compounds such as a propylene and butylene are mixed in the presence of catalysts such as a hydrofluoric acid and sulfuric acid. So, after fraction have been treated, they are cooled and then blended together to make various products such as a gasoline of various grades with or without addition, lubricating oils of various weights and grades, kerosene of various grades, jet fuel, diesel fuel, heating oil, chemical of various grades for making plastic and other polymers. At the end of it all, crude oil refining process is a very complex and lengthy process. Although this refining process of crude oil exhales large amount of greenhouse gases, we cannot think of our modern civilization without the useful production from crude oil such as gasoline, jet fuel for power plants and so many. Thank you for watching my video.